I'm gonna show you how to defeat the Grave of Venom dungeon on higher stages, guys. And I think this is the most important dungeon in my opinion, because you're constantly gonna wanna upgrade the gear on your DPS heroes. Now, there is one secret that I'm gonna show you guys, and that will enable you to beat higher stages. At the moment, I'm farming stage 8, and I'm not farming stage 9, because I have no legendary gear on any of my heroes. I have no heroes at level 100, so I'm not ready for that stage. I need 220 accuracy, and I'm only at around 170, 180 accuracy. So I'm not ready for it. I'll be tomorrow though. So basically, guys, it's all about positioning, okay? You do need to have a pretty good tank that preferably brings you a decreased attack, and you need to have a lot of support and have a good damage dealer to basically take down the boss if not you're gonna reach the time limit. So the whole thing is in the positioning of your heroes, guys. It's very, very important, and it's pretty strange actually, because you're completely blocking the AoE damage if you're positioning your heroes in this exact way. As soon as you're moving one like this, that's gone. It doesn't work anymore. So they need to be spot on how you're seeing them right here. Now, you will require to have the lowest HP champion with a bit of extra defense. And that's because you have 2 side minions to the boss. This one at the top attacks the target with the lowest HP. And if you don't have a bit of defense to tank, it's gonna kill your hero. The second orb right here at the bottom, the minion, will put decreased defense on your tank, you know. If you have a cleanser to help you out with that and heal at the same time, it's great. If you don't, it might be a bit harder. Now, I do have Megan in the team, which will actually dispel defense penalty when using a skill on the hero. I only have her at level 63, okay? And that's just to point out that you can use pretty much wherever champions you guys want, as long as you're following the recipe and as long as you're following this exact placement on the board, okay? Then she heals, and with this skill heals again and gives us defense up, the smaller version. My tank, Frorbart, that's what I have leveled up as a tank, guys. You can use, of course, if you want Horus. It might be a bit harder because he doesn't really bring a lot of healing, you know, like he does get some healing, but nothing too crazy. And the decreased attack is not 100%. That's the main issue with Horus. Now, that doesn't mean that you cannot bring in a different hero to assist you with a decreased attack. And that's exactly what I'm doing in my team. That's why I have Dane as my main damage dealer. Plus, I like the champion a lot. So Dane, he will bring decreased attack with this skill as well. But it's only the smaller version. But you know what? It's still pretty helpful. And he's going to deal tons and tons of damage. Then we have Hexandra. She's going to bring a lot of healing. Everybody has this champion. Probably that's why most of the people use her. She's awesome too. And of course, how I mentioned, no legendary gear on nobody. Now, my Voresh is the lowest HP. You don't want to put her the lowest HP because her defense is pretty low. So it's going to be harder for her to tank the hits from the orb. That's why my Voresh is going to tank. I have more than 2k defense on him. Now, he can be replaced, guys, by any other support champion that you guys have available, okay? It doesn't matter who, just bring in another healer. If you have, for example, Meredith, she's a common hero. You can use her. I cannot use her at the moment because she's only level 50 and will be hard for me to give her the stats that I need, you know? So keep that in mind. She's an awesome, awesome option. You can use, for example, a different hero that will give you some healing, you know? That's the key in here, to have that extra healing to keep your team alive. Mainly the tank, because he's the only one that will be taking damage. You can use Quarian, for example. Awesome healer too, you know? He's going to bring you some healing. He's going to grant you defense up as well, which is awesome. It's going to be really, really helpful for your team. So, Voresh can be easily replaced. Honestly, that's what I have built right here. I could potentially bring in somebody. I could even bring in the Traveler if I'm going to change the build on her just to give her more defense. But you see, the difference in defense that I have on her is like almost 1k less, you know? So it's going to be pretty important to have that spot on. The positioning needs to be exactly like this. Now, you can put your lowest HP here if you want. It doesn't really matter, you know? I feel like you can put it here, and again, it doesn't really matter whatsoever. I have it in this particular order for whatever reason. You want to have one of your heroes here. I have my DPS here at the back. And again, if you have your DPS in here, you're gonna attack the orb, and you're not gonna block the AoE damage. And I'm gonna show you, actually, let me show you the positioning. So let's just say you position your heroes like this, and let's actually quickly put a potion. You wanna use this as well, you know, if you have them available. So check this out. When the boss uses this skill, deals poison damage to enemies within range. Check it out. Okay, I kind of like missed it. Ah, my hero died already because of it. So we already lost Megan because of that skill. I was looking like, did he use the animation? Look again at the damage. You see, everybody got damaged. So when he's using this battle skill, that's what's going to happen. When he's using the ultimate, he's going to get the minions to join in on the attack on your tank, you know, on his target basically. So that's why you want to have a tank, because he's going to withdraw most of the damage. Now you've seen the positioning was not helpful. Our Megan just died in there because she's so squishy. She's not going to be able to survive a hit from this. Now if we're going to move one hero here, the whole thing changes, guys. And check this out. When we're going to get to this skill, which is right about now, nobody took damage except the tank, okay? So this is the secret, guys, the positioning. All the damage will go to your tank. The rest of them will not even get touched. Of course, except the ally that has the lowest HP, because that's going to get targeted by the side orb right here, you know? So it's very important to put them in the right position, and you're going to be able to beat this boss on higher stages, okay? You need one damage dealer to ensure that you're killing the boss. If not, you're going to reach the time limit right here. And then you need to have enough healing support for your tank to stay alive, okay? Of course, you're not going to be able to put a tank at level 60 because he's going to completely get obliterated on a stage like this. But if you're farming a lower stage, you're still following the exact same principle. So if your tank is only level 70, probably you're going to be able to farm stage 4. Maybe you're going to get lucky and get to stage 5 by using this method, you know, using this trick with the positioning, because that's what allows me to farm this as well with this combination of heroes. I can bring in different support champions, like bring in another legendary or so, and have more healing, heal my entire team, and that's not going to be a problem. The boss won't one-shot them, you know. But I cannot use a Megan at level 60 if I'm changing the positioning. How you've seen, she got completely destroyed before, you know. So pretty important to keep that in mind. I do like Megan quite a lot here because of the increased defense and her dispelling the defense down. I feel like the timing is not perfect for that. It's not gonna happen that often, but it will happen every now and then. And you know what? It will help your tank a lot. If you're using Horus, for example, as the tank, she's gonna help him a lot. But then you're gonna have to look at Dane and try to find a replacement for a different hero that will support you a bit with decreased attack, preferably. If not, your tank will have to tank better, take more damage, you know, if you don't have a very good decreased attack hero in your team. You do want to have the damage dealer ranged, as my Dane is right here, preferably to have some AoEs. It will help you with the side orbs as well to kill them. And the rest of the allies will concentrate all their firepower onto the boss, you know. So try to see what damage dealer you have available that is ranged. Think about it in the following way as well. The tank, depending on what elemental affinity he is, you kind of need to combo the team to have 3 of the same elemental affinities. That will just give him the stats, basically. So it will help your tank more. It's not a necessity, but it will help your tank to stay alive more, basically, you know. So there you go, guys. That's how you are defeating this dungeon. And you're going to be able to unlock epic or legendary gear depending on where you are in the game. It's crazy how you, just with the positioning, similar with the flame domain, you've seen probably the guide the other day, it's so important to have the positioning in order, because you're able to either block skills from the boss, like the damage is completely being blocked on the tank only, you know. And of course, how was the HP burn yesterday? That was triggered by splash damage, you know. So you want it to have a gap in between the placement. This is a bit different because it needs to be this very specific placement. You can't really play around with the heroes in many different ways, because then the damage will not get blocked only on the tank anymore, you know. But I feel like we still have quite a bit of time in here to get this done. And you see, my tank is now really in danger on this stage. The reason why I cannot do the next one is mainly because my tank is not good enough to tank stage 9. It's like pretty hard to do the level 170 with a level 95 with epic gear, you know. There we go. We banged this out of the way. Stage 8. And that was the main key to success, guys. Having the positioning. 3 minutes and 39, not too bad. And if you are quickly checking the healing, the damage, you see, Dane dealt most of the damage, and Voresh dealt quite a bit of damage because he is built kind of like a hybrid. He deals quite a bit of damage too. That's why I like to use him in most of the areas, because he deals damage and he can be a bit tankier than the rest, you know. But 52% coming out of Dane, you know. And look at the healing and the damage taken. Pretty damn nasty. If we are attempting the next stage, let me just show you. Let me just show you how it works out. I still have the buff on for 3 more minutes, which is great. I'm still not gonna lose my champions on the AoE. What's gonna happen is that my tank is gonna die, man. You see, I just don't have enough firepower in the tank. I don't have enough firepower in the tank, and I'm resisting on the boss because I don't have enough accuracy on my hero. So I need to up my gear, basically. I need to go and farm some legendary gear on lower stages and then come back to this. Now, let me just show you a different example with the positioning again. So, for example, let's just put them like this, you know. And we can do this. They still have a bit of distance. And there is one. Actually, it's not going to be one there. But let's go in like this. And now when he's using the battle skill, which should be in just a second. There we go. You see? We already lost 2 of them. Dead meat. Pretty crazy, right? And the other ones are going down. It's all about positioning, guys. So hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, don't forget to smash a like, subscribe to the channel, guys. And let me quickly show you the stats that I have on my heroes. Nothing too out of the ordinary yet, because I have no legendary gear, how I mentioned. But there we go. I do have my only legendary artifact equipped on him, and I managed to max it today because I passed another level on the battle pass, and this gives me defense down. That's the trick with it. So it's not something that's gonna keep the tank alive, you know. Then we do have Dane. This is my Dane right here, and you see he is the lowest HP. But because my elemental affinity was from fire and poison and was gaining the extra stats, all these stats from here, that put him at a higher HP than the other champions, you know. So that's one thing to keep in mind as well when you are doing it. That's why Voresh was the lowest HP in the team. Then Voresh right here, you can see the stats and everything else on him. And we have, who else we used? Exandra. Skill haste and a HP defense set, and of course Megan, just HP, HP, HP. That's basically what we want to have on her. That was all for the video. Much love, and I'll catch you all soon in the next one. Peace.